The 5 do's and don'ts of vibrato. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Corey. I'm a violinist. I've been playing for about 30 years and teaching for about 15 years, and this has become my new passion. Okay, let's jump right into the 5 do's of vibrato. The first thing when you're learning vibrato is to start slowly. When you're first learning vibrato, it's so important to start slowly and to practice your vibrato at a very slow tempo. Focus on the control and the consistency of your vibrato and the movement and each articulation and each iteration of the vibrato. Speed will come with time, and we'll talk about how to speed it up, but don't worry about that in the beginning. The second do is to relax your hand and your arm. Vibrato should be a very relaxed movement. If you've ever heard a tense vibrato, it doesn't sound pretty. And it can make you as a listener feel very tense because of the tense vibrato. The goal is to be relaxed and to make the sound gorgeous and to enhance the playing, not to be something that's causing tension. So focus on relaxing your shoulder and your arm and your hand and honestly all parts of your body as you're learning vibrato and playing vibrato. The third do is to practice without a bow. When I teach vibrato, I teach it first without a bow, just teaching the movement in your arm and your hand so you can get the feel of how that works. And once you're very comfortable with that movement that I call donut spaghetti, then you can start adding the bow in. But in the beginning, it also just sounds so bad, like a dying cat anyways, that you kind of don't want to play it. Do number 4, be patient and consistent with your vibrato practice. No, it's not going to be something you've got tomorrow or even in a week. It's going to probably take a few months to really nail vibrato down. So be patient with yourself, be consistent, be practicing your vibrato every single day. You're teaching your muscles and your fingers and your hand a completely new movement that it's never done before. So if you're gonna go to the gym and do 1 rep and think, oh, I'm now a professional, I can do the professional level. Probably not, right? You have to build up that muscle and build up that strength. And that's the same exact thing with vibrato. You have to build up with consistency, with doing it a lot. And also by starting slowly, you're teaching your hand the exact movement it needs to take, and then building it up and making it faster and faster and faster, teaching yourself with that consistency. Developing your gorgeous vibrato is going to take time. So allow that time to happen and practice consistently. Every day, just like you would anything else. Make it part of your practice routine. Think Kaizen, getting 1% better every single day. Okay, the 5th do is practice with a metronome. This can be incredibly helpful when you're trying to speed up your vibrato. What I like to do is I like to set my metronome at 60, and then I will practice 2 wiggles per beat, then go up to 3, 4, 6, 8, until you're able to do it just nice and fast. I'll link in the description my other 2 vibrato videos that I have that I literally explain exactly how to do this method of practicing that works so incredibly well. Okay, now we're on to the 5 don'ts of vibrato. Don't number 1, don't skip warm-ups. I never pick up my violin and the first thing I practice is vibrato. Your hand is not warmed up, it's not ready to play, and to just jump right into vibrato, it's not going to move quickly, it's not going to sound good. Always warm up first. Start with your scales, always in your practice. Always start with your scales, then jump into your exercises. So we've warmed up your hand, you've warmed up your intonation, your fingers are ready to play, now we practice vibrato. And usually, honestly, I will do a few exercises before I get to vibrato. I'll practice having fast fingers, I'll practice my bow, and then I'll finally and thirdly practice, or lastly, practice my vibrato. Don't number 2, don't rush the process. We kind of already talked about this already. It takes a long time to learn vibrato. It's not something that we're gonna get tomorrow. Don't rush the process. Take it slowly. Enjoy playing your vibrato slowly. Enjoy that you can actually do the movement and do it well. And just be happy with that and love how it's sounding and enjoy the process, but don't rush it. Also, avoid trying to make your vibrato faster before you're ready. I know every single one of us wants to just do it perfectly right now. But if you skip playing it slowly and doing that consistent practice and just jump right into doing it quickly, the majority of the time you're doing it incorrectly. So do it slowly, practice slowly, don't rush the process. Don't number 3 is don't isolate the finger movement. So again, I'm gonna link my video all about how to do vibrato because we're not talking about that technically today, but one of the things that happens is the movement comes from the finger, the hand, and sometimes even the arm. And how that works is you have to move the finger along with the hand. What I see sometimes happening is the finger gets isolated and that's all that moves. That's not the correct vibrato movement. You want the whole hand moving. If you're learning arm vibrato, the whole arm is moving. The whole arm is moving. Don't isolate just the finger and make the finger move by itself. That is technically called finger vibrato, and I have seen one person in my entire life do finger vibrato. It doesn't sound very good though. It's not really a beautiful vibrato. So getting your arm and your hand involved in the process is much better. Okay, don't number 4 is don't ignore your bow. As you're playing vibrato, it's very important that your bow is smooth. So don't start learning vibrato unless you have really mastered your bow and you're able to play nice and smooth, beautiful notes. Because as soon as you add vibrato, you're adding your hand and your hand is shaking. And if you're not confident in your bow will be shaking as well, which I've seen a lot. So practicing a smooth bow and having a beautiful drawing of the bow before you learn vibrato is so important. Don't number 5, and this was also a do, but now it's a don't. Don't practice with a metronome. If you are not 100% sure how to practice with the metronome, or if it's possibly going too quickly for you, don't practice with the metronome. What I will do sometimes, especially if I maybe don't feel like pulling out a metronome that day, or I'm just practicing it like differently that day, I won't pull out a metronome and instead I will count wiggles with just my bow. So instead of counting per beat, I will count per bow. So maybe now I'm gonna do 2 wiggles per bow. Then I'll go to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm practicing that without a metronome. And those are the 5 do's and the 5 don'ts of practicing vibrato. Like I said, I am linking in the description my other 2 videos about vibrato. If you want to check those out, I even have one that's the full 8 steps of how to learn vibrato, where I literally walk you through the entire process of how to learn vibrato if you have not done that already. Oh, and if you have not yet subscribed, you should definitely do that now and join our little violin community. Well, I hope this was helpful and I will see you in the next video. Bye!